Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the When in Seoul podcast. Danny Cho here with Bobby Choi. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Boo, boo, boo.
Bang.
What's up?
We still don't have an official horn. It's just us making our noises.
I like it this way now. I look forward to it every week.
So welcome everybody to another episode of the When in Seoul podcast. Bobby, how was your week? I know that you recently came back from Jeju Island, Jejudo.
Yes, my wife and I, we went to Jeju for the weekend to have our baby moon, as they call it.
A baby moon.
Yeah.
Baby moon.
This baby is already getting more than we like. My wife and I haven't even gone on our honeymoon yet, you know, because we're poor. So we never got to go on our honeymoon. But this baby is bringing us a lot of joy already.
So this is a kind of kill two birds with one stone.
I still owe my wife a honeymoon. Or vice versa.
Isn't there like an expiration date to a honeymoon?
Well, I hope not, because I'm definitely going on a honeymoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
With my wife.
Got it. You know. So the baby moon, you went to Jeju.
Yeah.
First of all, you revealed on social media the sex of your child.
Yes, we are having a baby boy.
Boom.
Yeah, and we, what do you call it? Korea, did you know they do the thing, I forgot what it's called, but they give your unborn baby a nickname?
Depending on what your mom, or what the mom dreamt or thought about, right?
I don't know.
Taemong? I think, that's what they call it?
Maybe. Yeah. But it's just a nickname regardless of gender.
Uh-huh.
We've had one for a while. I guess we can talk about that. But we've been calling our unborn child Taon.
Taon.
Yeah.
Taon.
So,
okay.
Taon.
Uh-huh.
I think it means something. My wife told me what it meant, but I wasn't really listening. It's called like Taonda, like a lot of stuff is coming our way, or like luck.
Okay.
She picked the name probably because, you know, it's the year of the golden pig. So we're hoping we get lots of luck and our baby has a fruitful life, you know.
So
live a life better than ours.
so is that going to be the actual Korean name for the kid?
No, I don't think that's how it works. I think it's just a nickname while the baby's in in the belly,
womb. In the womb. All right.
But I've been toying with the idea of having that be a part of the name. So since we're having a boy, we had discussed possibly, you know, you don't meet a lot of Koreans or like Asians for that matter with in the U.S. Named after their fathers.
Okay.
Like Robert Choi II.
You know? Very distinguished.
Or Robert Choi Jr.
So so your boy's junior.
Yeah, so we were thinking either junior or the second, and maybe naming after me, Robert Downey Jr.
Stupid. You dumb fool. Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, because we call him Downey.
Right.
You know, like when I speak to him every day. You know, I try to speak to him as much as possible. I sang to him for the first time a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
I sang the first song I sang for him was "Amazing Grace."
Oh wow! Okay.
So I want him to be
a black choir
blessed
singer.
And yeah, Robert Downey Jr. Choi. Robert Downey Choi Jr. That's a bit much.
Yeah. But, so basically, you're hoping that Iron Man comes out, right? Is that what you're hoping?
But that probably won't be his name. But I thought about it. You know, maybe Robert Choi II. I thought it would be interesting.
It does sound very like distinguished.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When there's the second or the third.
But I don't have a middle name. That's a big problem.
Downey.
I feel like, yeah, I should add Downey to my...
Okay.
Anyway, so we went on our baby moon.
Okay, in Jeju-do.
Right, and so on our way there, we got lucky. Like, we've been getting lots of luck when it comes to our baby. We attribute all the luck that we get to our baby. Like, things like the weather was great when we got there. We kept getting perfect parking spots, stuff like that. And we're like, when we got to the airport, you know, the flights to Jeju, they're really short. They're like 40 minutes to an hour or something like that. Anyway, we had my wife is showing a little bit, but you can't tell all the time that she's pregnant, but she has that badge.
Yes, on the bag, right? Or like, yeah.
And as we were checking in, you know, they were like, oh, after they gave us tickets, they're like, oh, you guys are pregnant. Oh, let's make sure you guys, we'll give you some seats at the very front. So you can there's no like upgrades because it's a short flight. There's no business class or first class on the plane we're going on. And then, so they were like, gave us the first seats up, up front. Plus they gave us stickers for priority pass so we don't have to wait in line to get through security.
The customs, yeah.
Yeah. Which was nice too. And so we attributed that to Downey. Had a great time in Jeju. I think if you're a foreigner living in Seoul, you should really take advantage of going to Jeju. You haven't been yet,
I've never
right?
been. I've never been.
You should definitely go. Right now, it was like the weather was just great. During the day, it was warm. At night, it's a little chilly, but it wasn't crowded at all. Everywhere we went, even the places we thought were going to be like a long wait for the food, it was like perfect. Like we'd get there and there was always, if it was crowded, there was always one table left for us. Again, big ups to Downey. And big ups. And then on our way back, get this, we you know me and my, like, I love and hate flying.
Right.
I love like traveling, but I don't like my relationship to flights. I always have bad luck with flights. So I'm always waiting for the worst situation. I get like a bad seat or a bad situation.
Right.
But on the way back, they actually had business class.
Was it the same airline?
Same airline, yeah, on Asiana. And we were coming on the way back, but they were like, hey, so we can upgrade you. I heard we both heard it as we can upgrade one of you to business class. And I was like, oh, great. You know, like let my wife take that. But my wife was like, no, I don't want to sit separate. I was like, what? It's like a 40-minute flight and you're pregnant and sit in business class. No, this doesn't happen to everyone.
Right.
She doesn't travel that much, so she's just like adamant. She would not take the business class.
Wow.
And of course, I'm thinking, well, then I'll take it. You know, but she didn't want to but of course, I'm not going to take the business class seat if she doesn't want it. So we ended up declining it. But they still gave us like something close up.
Right.
And I was like, I was a little kind of 삐졌어.
You were a little annoyed. You were a little...
I was like, 자기, business class 앉아야지. She's like, 이거 힘든 거야. 원래 안 준 거야.
Okay.
다운이 되면 받았어.
Okay.
We got it because of down, right?
Yeah.
And so she's like, we go through. I was just a little 삐졌어, but I was like, we had a little bit of time left. And I said, let's go to the lounge at least. Let me get like a free coffee.
Right.
Because I have the status, you know.
Right.
So we're looking around. We can't find the lounge. Like, she told us where the lounge was, but we weren't listening. So we went to the gate and we asked, hey, where's the Asiana lounge? They're like, oh, it's not in the terminal. You have to go back out. And we had already gone through security and all that stuff. And she's like, oh, but there's only 30 minutes till boarding.
Right.
And I was just like, we just saw we don't get, I don't get my free coffee.
Oh man,
my wife don't get the business class. And I was like, let's just go out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then, by the time we couldn't find it outside either.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, and we were like, oh, we have 10 minutes till boarding, basically 15 minutes or something like that. And, so I was like, you know what? We're not that far from the gate. I mean, from the check-in. So we went back and I was like, I don't know what, but I think what the attendant told us was there was 2 business seats, but they're not you can't sit together.
They're next.
They're separate.
Yeah.
That's the way I heard it.
Yeah.
You know, and I was telling my wife, I brought that back up, and she's like, listen, your Korean sucks. Why would you think that a Korean's, you know, like that I would hear it differently?
Right.
Of course I heard it right. She's saying to me.
Right.
And I was like, I don't know. I like, whatever. But she, just to appease, we were walk back, the attendant saw us. And I was, we were like, oh, can you tell us where the lounge is? We were walking around. And she's like, what? It's been over like 30 minutes. You've been looking for this lounge. She knows we're pregnant. She felt really bad.
Yeah.
And she was like, it's right here. It was literally right next to check-in. And I was like, dang, Tony. Tony, you're supposed to be looking out for us, man.
Let's step your game up, son.
And then my wife, she's like, she might as well ask. Right. She say, so, 혹시 아까 when you said business class, did you mean just for one of us or for both of us? She's like, no, I meant for both of you, but you can't sit together.
Right.
And my wife was like, what? And I was like, I told you. She's like, oh, then we'll take it. She's like, oh, I think we gave him away. I was like, damn it, Downey 뭐야? And so she's like, but let me check. She went back and there was exactly 2 seats left.
Oh, nice.
And they were, you know, it's like only like 3 rows of business class.
Right.
We sat in the middle row, which is 1 seat.
Right.
There's no 2 seats together. So we were next to each other, but like she was in front of me and I was behind her.
Oh, nice.
And we both got business class. So Downey did come through. So I'm hoping for big things coming our way.
I know for the podcast listeners, you can't see it, but Bobby did this kind of very hip-hoppy motion of like fist pumping, you know?
Yeah.
A little what's gotten into you? Your vocabulary, your phrases that you use, like step your game up, big ups.
Oh, yeah.
Know?
I've been watching a lot of The Wood lately. Like,
The Wood.
That's one of my favorite movies. Because I've been writing a script, right? A new script. And I want it to be... it's kind of in the style of The Wood, where there's like flashbacks and there's narration, kind of like The Wonder Years. Actually, I don't want to give away too much. But anyway, yeah. I mean, you know how it is.
Word.
Anyway, we've been talking about me all this time. I'm sorry. We're already like 15 minutes into the podcast, but I had a good time in Jeju. I think you should go. When you go, let me know, because I'll try to go with you.
I thought you were when you said let me know, I thought it was gonna be like, oh, I'll give you like places you should check out, but you're like, nah.
It's so close and it's so cheap.
Yeah.
Like a round trip ticket, off peak, which now is off peak. You know, we got our tickets. I think they were less than $100 round trip.
Okay.
You know, if you have Downey with you, you get a business class upgrade. But and it's really close. The hotel stay was like $40 a night.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really cheap there.
Yeah.
Everything was beautiful. We went to the mountainside. You should do it.
Okay.
You should definitely do it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like for me, it's I have a thing about going on vacation alone. I'm not a alone vacation.
I know what you mean.
I'm not necessarily like the most social person, but then I don't know. I mean, like I've done it a lot because of my stand up. Yeah. But it's not for vacation; it's for work, right?
Okay.
But then if for my free time, you know,
Yeah, I get it.
You know what I mean? Like,
I appreciate going places with people, but I've done it alone. I've done Jeju alone. Last time, actually, I went, we were trying to go together.
Right.
And you were like,
I have shows.
Yeah, I can go the day after. And I was like, I'll see you later. I took off. I went by myself.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, but, yeah.
While you were in Jeju-do and having, spending time in paradise, I had very little happen to me. I think the most exciting thing that happened to me, or not even exciting, but the thing that I did the most was okay, so I don't know about you because you're skinny, but most fat people, when they buy jeans, they always wear out like in the crotch area because
It's too tight.
Tight, and that's where the folds are. You know, so when you keep on rubbing on it, it's gonna wear out the cloth, right?
It frays.
Okay. And so my favorite pair of black jeans, Levi's black jeans, frayed right in the crotch area. So I was like, oh man, I gotta throw these out, you know?
Don't throw them out. Give them to me. I'll patch them up.
Okay.
My wife can wear them.
Well, she's not gonna wear them, dude. It's like
She's pregnant. You said it's for. Okay. All right. Anyway, go.
So I was like, oh crap. I've never bought pants in Korea, right?
Oh, really?
Right, because I bought like shirts or I bought like a jacket or a hoodie, but I've never bought pants. And the thing about Korean sizes is that I don't know, because typical American large is not
right.
It's like an extra large here. You know what I mean? The sizes are a little off, right?
Yeah.
And so, and then on top of that, I wasn't sure if, like in the States, it's like waist size, right? So, so 34, 30, right. Whatever, So I wear a 34. So now I'm on a conversion of going, all right, well, how many centimeters is a 34? Right. Like I didn't know what that was. So I went to Uniqlo.
Yeah.
All right. Is that how you pronounce it? Uniqlo?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Uniqlo?
Yeah, Uniqlo. So, but
Uniqlo.
And so I went there and I was like looking at jeans, like black jeans. And I was like, yo, they made a pair of jeans for fat people.
They had your size.
Well, I mean, they had, every...
Is it like... Does it say, oh, try these jeans on? They're
Danny,
made for...
fat people? No.
What do you mean they make jeans for fat people?
It's like, it looks like jeans. It kind of feels like jeans. But the waist is like elastic.
Oh, yeah. That's not specifically for overweight people.
I know, but like... And people that are listening, if you're overweight, I think you will agree with me on this, is that the only reason why I don't like wearing sweats outside is because, to me, it's the most sweats are so comfortable because of the fact that, like, it's not restricting. You know what I mean? Like, denim, like, waistbands, they're hard or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But, a sweats, it's elastic. It's soft.
They're comfortable.
But the waistbands on these jeans were like sweats. So it was like half sweats, half jeans.
And sure you weren't in the pregnant woman section? Because my wife has Uniqlo pregnant pants, and they have the elastic at the belly thing. I don't know, maybe.
I can't curse here. You know what I mean? There's like 3 times I wanted to like curse you out. And so like I bought one pair of them, fat people jeans, right? But then I was like, okay, I can't rock all these all the time, so I bought other jeans as well, right?
Oh, you got multiple jeans.
Oh yeah, multiple jeans, But here's the thing though. If you go to the Levi's store in the US, not only are the waist sizes set, so are the inseams. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Here, there is no such thing. Or at least on Uniqlo, there was no... as long as it fits your waist,
they have inseam sizes.
Not at Uniqlo.
They should. I mean, I'm pretty used to looking for sizes that I need for jeans. I bought jeans at Uniqlo.
Oh, really?
But, I bought them in the States and I bought them here. Yeah, inseam is usually really important to me because I'm shortda리. so which means I have short 다리, not short legs, and so I'm like a 30 inseam, right?
You know what's funny? you when, short is an English word, right?
Yeah.
But to say short tari, you said short tari. Like the R was just like just a suggestion.
Right.
The R. The R was just like, it's unnecessary.
But I get my inseam is like 30, which is pretty short. Like it's really hard to find.
Screw you, I'm a 29 inseam.
Oh, you're inseam, okay. But I don't know. How did you deal with that? How did you find? Did you find a pair that fit you?
So I'm wearing these pants that fit my waist. Mm-hmm. But then they're clearly made for taller people. The legs were just too long, right? Okay. So I'm in the dressing room trying to like cuff these up, thinking I'll buy these and figure out how to get these altered.
Yeah.
And while, there was a bunch of Chinese shoppers there.
Yeah.
So they took up all the other rooms. Mm-hmm. So like if there were 6 dressing rooms, I was in the middle, and 5 of the other dressing rooms were like a whole Chinese group, right? And I assumed that they were all friends because it seemed like they were having conversations with each other in Chinese.
You should have responded, Leo Tichi.
So what happened was while they're like all just speaking in Chinese, I was like, oh my god, like just keep it. Like I wanted to say, keep it down, but
it was loud. It was loud.
It was mad loud, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm about to say something, and I look to the side, and there was a sign in Korean that says alterations are free if you buy over like $25.
Oh, did it say it in English?
No, in Korean. Too? Only in Korean.
Oh, it's only for
Korean.
Koreans.
Yeah, it was only in Korean. I said, all right, I got you.
Yeah.
All right, kyo for life, man. I understood this. Hangarakyo for life. So I read it. I cuffed them and I walked outside with these, jeans.
Oh, I didn't know you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I've known that ever since I moved here. Yeah. That's what I love about Uniqlo here. Yeah. Because you actually get it like an hour later sometimes. Like really soon. Yeah,
because back home, like even if you get it altered anywhere, it'll be the following day fastest.
That's,
you know what I mean?
I bought a pair of pants in New Jersey last year. Mm-hmm. I think I told it on the podcast, but I bought a pair and in the sale racks. They had like my size. Oh, okay. And only in the sale racks, like I guess people don't buy the small ones, so those always go on sale. So I love going to Uniqlo when I'm back in the city. Anyway, I had to get some pants altered there, and they wanted me to come back the next day. Right. So I guess they like send it out, or they don't have someone on site. But all the Uniqlos, as far as I know, in Korea, they have someone on site that's doing the alterations for you. I love that. Yeah, they banged it out. And I was like, I was so I came back 45 minutes later. Mm-hmm. The pants were altered. Sweet. And I was like, this is awesome. Uh-huh. So good, big ups to Korean quick service. The service here is quick. You know what I mean? Like the same day delivery system. Like there's a lot of quick stuff. The service, the speed of it is so quick compared to... It's so fast that they have a service called Quick Service, right? Yes. Quick Service. Yeah. Quick. All right. So speaking of black and black pants, we want to get into the news. You want to nice segue. Yeah, check this segue out. Nice segue. While you were gone, Bobby, or in the last few weeks, records have been broken. The first record that was broken... Well, you know that records can still be broken if I'm gone. Right. What do you mean while I'm gone? While I was in Jeju, these records were broken. I know. I saw them being broken. You're ruining my segue. Okay. Speaking of black pants, the group Blackpink breaks records. Blackpink, they are, for those that don't know, they are a K-pop girl group signed to the YG company here. The group's video, Kill This Love, released April 4th, garnered
56.7 million views in its first 24 hours, according to YouTube. This beat the previous record holder Ariana Grande's Thank You Next. Basically, this video beat the record for the most views in a 24-hour span.
I think they also broke the record in terms of the fastest to 100 million views.
Yes.
Or something that was like in 74 hours.
Yeah.
That's what I heard while I was in Jeju. I was listening to the radio.
Wow.
And this is where I got the news.
Right.
But 100 million views in less than 3 days is pretty big.
And on top of that, Blackpink, well, it's not necessarily a record, but they were the first K-pop group to perform at Coachella.
If you don't count like Epic High
Right.
as K-pop or first girl group
to perform at Coachella, which is big. And for those that don't know, Coachella is like a huge music festival, but back home.
Yeah,
right?
Huge. It's been around for like 20 years now, almost, right? Actually, I don't know the number, but I remember it being a festival that had more indie acts back in the day, like Modest Mouse and... But nowadays it's like Ariana Grande or whatever.
Right.
Is it Grande or Grande?
Grande.
Okay.
Grande.
And Blackpink.
Right.
Right. We should also give some shout outs to some other Korean acts that played this year, including Jambanai, an indie act.
And Hyogo.
Also, I would consider indie, which is huge. They're not getting as much press as Blackpink. But big shout out to them. Coachella, big deal.
It's a huge deal.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly they weren't the first Korean acts. I mean, there's acts like Epic High, and there was a Japanese Breakfast.
Oh, did she perform there?
Yeah, she was there. So there's a handful of Korean people that performed there.
Yeah, I think EE. Right. In 1 year, and I forget who it was.
Yeah. But Blackpink also was the first all-female group to top the iTunes US charts.
Was it the iTunes or Billboard?
The iTunes charts.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, they were shattering records, you know. And you and I, before we recorded this music video, this podcast, we saw the music video for that song "Kill This Love."
Kill This Love, yes.
Right. And what did you think about it, Bobby?
I actually never have heard their music until we watched this video. I haven't like consciously heard their music, like knowing that it was them.
Okay.
I've never seen what they look like. I've never seen any of their videos until we saw this video. And I thought it was great. Yeah. I can see why they're so popular. It has all the elements of the K-pop songs. I don't know, but it's still new to me to see like mumble rap being used. I think it's just because I'm old and I'm like not quick to know what the trend is these days. I mean,
I feel like I'm not a K-pop expert, but I feel like every K-pop song has a portion of rap in it.
Well, I know that, but like I heard that kind of like monotone mumble rap kind of thing.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. That kind of cadence.
I call it the kind of rap that I can do. Now I'm getting cocky.
Yeah, let's not go there.
I can't
we don't want Blackpink fans to come. Actually, I want them to come and be like, "You can't do it," and I'll be like, "Yeah, whatever. Just listen to our podcast, right?" You know?
I really actually thought they were really, really good. Really fun to watch that video. It was kind of catchy too.
Right.
Yeah.
But
I'm sorry, it was catchy.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah, but a week later, after Blackpink set that record for most views in a 24-hour span, another K-pop group, right? BTS, they broke that previously set record. So when Blackpink, they in a 24-hour span, they did 56.7 million views. BTS comes out the following week with a song called Boy With Love, and they shattered that 24-hour mark at 74.6 million views.
In 24 hours.
In 24 hours.
That's crazy.
I don't have 74.6 million views on everything I've done, and the farthest video that I've made on YouTube dates back to 10 years ago.
You know what I'm just realizing right now? That I said that Blackpink got 100 million views in 74 hours. I'm wondering if I'm mixing those numbers up. But anyway.
Yeah.
Please check that out if you care.
Right.
but
so they shattered the previously held mark, and also BTS was the musical act on SNL. They became the first K-pop group to be the musical act on SNL. And we saw both of their performances. They sang 2 songs there, or performed 2 songs there. And a part of me thinks, wow, like, you know, back in the days, so when I mean back in the days, I mean like even dating back to like 5 years ago, I had a negative stereotype about K-pop lovers outside of Korea. I really did, right? Meaning like, oh, this is, you know, these are weirdos. Why would they listen to music that they don't even like understand the lyrics to? You know, like I had this like misconceived like prejudice, right? But now seeing BTS on SNL, it made me go, you know what? These people aren't losers. Like they were in on it earlier than everybody else.
Yeah,
you know, like
I mean, there's an appeal to all music, whether or not. I would have disagreed with you 5 years ago, based on language being something you need to understand to enjoy.
Right.
But I mean, I think all music is that. Just all music is international. It's
universal.
Universal,
yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so, for instance, like there's this. I'm thinking of Phoebe from Friends when she thinks the lyrics to Elton John's "Tiny Dancer" is "Hold Me Closely, Tony Danza." I mean, you can still like a song if you get the lyrics wrong. You know,
Hold me closely,
it's all about the melody.
It's
It's all about the feel. It's all about, you know, how that music makes you feel. So regardless of the language, it's K-pop has all the elements needed for a good in your face pop song. Right. So
no, because you know, like I have a joke that I do on a Korean set, like on my Korean stand-up set, about BTS, and that got released on video, like on YouTube. And I mean, I didn't do it to make fun of BTS.
Yeah.
Right. For those that don't know, BTS originally stood for 방탄소년단, which literally translated means like bulletproof boys. Right. Now, when BTS first came out in the kpop, the Korean American community back home, before BTS, the group came out, we knew it as burning 똥구멍 sensation.
Yeah.
Right? So you eat something spicy, the next day you got the runs, it stings. Like that's what we knew it as for over decades, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I would say at least 20 years.
Right.
You know, you eat that flaming hot Cheetos or you eat that 매운 닭발 sauce. I got that BTS, man. Like, you know, like we say that. We used to say that. So when a group called BTS first came out and I never heard their music, I was like, that's funny. You know, like why would they name their group that? Like I didn't know. You know?
Why didn't they ask a kyopo?
Yeah, just ask one kyopo, you know, if this is right. And so, you know, the joke plays out like, I was like, I thought they were like a parody, like Lonely Island type of group at first, you know, like why would they do this? And in the beginning, their song titles were kind of funny too, because it was like Fire, you know, Save Me, you know, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And I'm like, man, y'all need to, like, you guys are too young to get BTS that often, yo. Like, you need to drink some water. Like,
and then the BTS army came after you.
They came after me. And you know what they were saying? Like, what do kyopos do for our country anyway? And I'm like, what is that? I was like, what does that got to do with my joke? And if you listen to my bit, I'm not making fun of the group. I'm just making fun of, not even making fun of it. I'm like, this is what I knew.
Yeah, it's not a direct attack towards them or their music. Yeah. It's just ironic that their name happens to be associated with something we grew up with in a different light. Yeah.
And then some people are like, no, I've lived here for 3 years. BTS stands for behind the scenes. Oh, right? And I was like, yeah, well, I mean, there's that too. But I want to be like, yo, look at Urban Dictionary. It's not the first one up there, but if you search like maybe 20 searches down on BTS, Burning Tongkumong Sensation comes up. You know what I mean? And I didn't put it up there either, right? So my point is, big congrats. Like, and I remember asking you this when we met up, Bobby, is that when you see BTS on SNL, like, how do you feel as a Korean American? Do you feel proud? Do you feel indifferent? Like, is there any emotion when you see this news that, I mean, they're doing some, I don't know, prejudice breaking, groundbreaking stuff?
Yeah, no, a big part of me is very proud. For, you know, just being Korean, I often feel proud just for the fact that, you know, my parents were born and raised in a war-torn country, basically, that had very little, and to become like a world, you know, economic leader in so little time, that speaks a lot to the spirit and the strength of this country. That kind of that's associated into my feelings for seeing like a BTS come out on SNL, breaking records. Right. I feel like I have some connection to them in that way. Right. And it does make me feel proud. But, you know, any question like that, though, we can talk hours and hours
of course, like, of course.
What I feel about K-pop. If I love K-pop to the core, I'd be a K-pop artist. But I'm not. I'm a folk indie singer-songwriter. I mean,
then the other other conversation would be not just about a discussion on K-pop, but about cultural identity.
Yeah, I think there's responsibility. I think K-pop artists, for having so much exposure, I don't think so much maybe. They have a lot of like management involved, a lot of money behind them. Right. So it's not just them. Like, if there's anything wrong with K-pop, I would not blame the actual members. I would blame more the money behind it,
the system.
Right. You know, when they talk about just how many hearts get broken that go through all those training programs and stuff. That kind of stuff. Breaks my heart when I hear about kids, most of those kids not making it and just not knowing how to find themselves. That's the sad part of K-pop for me. But overall, I think a lot of these K-pop acts are doing a good job in terms of being responsible and being good examples to younger people. So I'm proud of it. I'm proud of that fact.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like I know a lot of horror stories of people getting their hearts broken, but here's one that I wasn't fully involved in. But back in many years ago in LA, there was a show on like Korean TV, but it wasn't broadcasted here. It was only broadcasted in the local channels in the States, right? It was kind of like American Idol, kind of like one of them reality shows where a group of contestants, they perform and they do random stuff. And I was like the Ryan Seacrest of this crappy show.
Okay.
Right? The winner, bless you, the winner would get like a 1 year, or like a contract to be like a K-pop star, right? And this dude won. He comes to Korea, and you know, like my job after the show is over, I'm like, I'm done, right? I'm just like a hired gun, right? They made him do all kinds of plastic surgery.
Oh, okay.
Right? And then the company folded.
Oh, okay.
So he came home with a new face and just depression.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like there's those kind of horror stories of con men that pose as record label people.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
mean that unfortunately that side of K-pop, the industry trying to make money,
right,
is hard in any industry. But you know, when the ones that are being used exploited,
yeah.
When you hear about them, that's what I think where it gets a little kind of messy.
Yeah. Well, for those that are listening, BTS might be the first Korean K-pop group to perform at SNL, but they are not the first Koreans to be on the show.
I mean, this year was actually really big for Korean Americans, Asian Americans.
Yeah.
You know, I think the first Asian American on SNL was Lucy Liu, possibly.
Possibly, yeah.
Right, in the 90s.
Right.
And then nothing happened till...
fairly recently. Like
right.
Aquafina, Nora Lum, she is half Chinese, half Korean.
Right.
She's in Crazy Rich Asians. She's in Ocean's 8. She's in a lot of movies, and she's killing it right now. So Aquafina was a host.
Yeah.
And then fairly recently, Sandra Oh was a host.
She's a Canadian American.
Yes.
Recently, she just
Canadian Korean.
Yes. Canadian Korean.
Yes.
But recently, she became a U.S. citizen. Right before, like I think a month before SNL.
So we claimed her. So America claims her now.
It's probably for tax purposes. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, and then most recently, we had Emma Stone.
And people were like, "What are you talking about? She's not Asian."
She did play Asian.
Yeah.
In that Aloha movie.
She was embroiled in that whitewashing kind of backlash of Hollywood whitewashing movies, and Emma Stone was the one that.
Not to dig into Emma Stone. She's probably a lovely, lovely person. We don't know her. We don't want to talk crap about her.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say we don't know her. We don't want to know her. Like I thought that was. I was like, I want to know her.
But we don't want. We just want to be positive in general, and we know that Emma Stone wasn't out to like exploit Asian. You know, like
she was like, I want job. Someone's going to offer me money to do a role. You're an actress. Of course, like, you know, there's a lot of people that are going to be like, I'll do it. I think,
if anything, I'm hoping she learned something about Asian culture, Asian American culture, just like through that process. Recently, there was the right way, some would say, there was the movie Hellboy that came out,
right?
Which Daniel Day Kim plays a role in that film. Who I guess the character has an Asian.
Yes, I think he was supposed to be. He was supposed to be Japanese or Asian for sure. Right.
But they had hired a white actor originally,
right? And
that actor didn't feel right about holding on to that role and actually stepped down, and you know the role became open to Daniel Day Kim. I think that was the right way to do it.
Right.
Emma Stone, hopefully, like learned a lesson. A lot of actors, I rather, we have to go through these things.
Yeah.
I guess, for people to understand that, if a role is meant or written for somebody, you give them a shot.
Yeah.
Like this means a lot to me because me growing up as a Asian American in New York and in America, I never saw Asian American musicians or bands or like it was because I didn't see those faces on screen when I was young. It made like it had a different impression on like the impression it made on me was I'm not allowed to do those things.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I didn't really pursue music or till very late. I quit my job when I was 26.
Wow.
And I put out my first album like when I was 26. So in hindsight, I wish I could have done that like straight out of
like when you were like 18 or something
high
like
school.
That. Yeah.
I could have those were my actual dreams, but I just knew that I wasn't allowed to do that. I think these days it's changing. Thankfully it's changing. It kind of sucks that we were part of that generation where we're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, we're that weird generation of the growth of social media and things like that. Because I guarantee you, without all the YouTube and the Instagram and all this stuff, K-pop, let alone BTS, wouldn't probably make it this far in terms of reach, right? I mean, for me, when I was a kid, it was like that game Punch Buggy, where like you see a Volkswagen Beetle, you punch each other, or you call it out like a buggy, and bam, you punch them, right?
Yeah,
that's how I played. I played that kind of game with my friends when I saw an Asian on TV.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I was like, oh, Asian, bam! Like I punched somebody because it was that unique to me. Where I was like, remember that movie, The Last Dragon?
Yeah.
Where was that black dude that's like all into kung fu?
Bruce Leroy,
right?
Yeah.
But then there was like Ernie Reyes Jr. as a kid. There,
and
I was like, oh, Asian, bow! And like I'll punch a person.
Bruce Leroy, he actually came to see my film in Brooklyn.
Right. Yeah.
In Brooklyn, it was so funny because...
Did you ask him who's the master?
I couldn't be there, but I was there for a Skype talk after the film, and he had asked the question. He did look familiar to me, but then at the very end, the person running the festival, they said, "Oh, by the way, that was Bruce Leroy that asked that question." And I was like so starstruck. Anyway,
show enough. Who's the master? Show enough.
But I mean, anyway, with going back to Blackpink and BTS, it made me think. These two titans, I guess, of their industry at the moment, they happen to be Korean.
Blackpink as a Thai member, but
okay,
but it's K-pop, yes.
I can't help but think, why don't they do something like that? I know that BTS. I don't know about Blackpink, but BTS is doing collaborations with non-Korean artists where they're going like Halsey, wasn't that? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know her name is.
Halsey? I don't know.
Halsey.
So they're doing collaborations, but why don't they do collaborations together? And for me, not knowing, maybe they were, because I don't know anything about K-pop, so I looked it up. And apparently, there aren't any collaborations between the two acts, but there are already mashups of that song. The Boy with Love the love is spelled L-U-V, by the way. I don't know whose decision that was, but I guess that's a millennial thing. I don't know.
I don't think it's a millennial thing. I think it just sounds. I mean, to them, it's let's do something. Let's spell it differently.
But how come? Blackpink's song is "Kill This Love," spelled Love.
So if there was a mashup song, it'd be like "Kill This Boy with Love."
No, so the mashup I think is Kill This Love with the LUV. No, Boy with Love. Boy with Love with
regular spelled properly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. Now I'm getting mixed up. There's a
mashup.
Kill This Boy with Love.
That's what I said. Yeah,
I'm sorry. Yeah,
yes,
right.
Yes. But
anyway,
why wouldn't? Well, I don't know. Maybe you know what? I think it's because they're two different groups.
Yeah.
From different companies.
Right?
Oh,
there's
so there's gonna be accounting issues in terms of how to split the money, up. Right?
Well, I was looking at the numbers also, like at how many plays. Even though BTS had made big, they broke some records. Now, after 6 days being out, they have 160 million views. After 6 days. With Boy With Love.
Right.
But Blackpink already has beaten that. They've been out longer.
Probably a week longer.
So they're already past the 200 million mark. But I just keep thinking maybe if they do something together, while they're both on top, they should do something huge. I also noticed that there's a lot of, there's even a live page on YouTube of people watching the view counts of both BTS and Blackpink. That's how crazy it is. They're watching it.
It's like
watching to see who got.
It's more intense than the U.S. elections. The last elections were close to call.
I'm looking at it now. It's BTS and Blackpink.
Yeah. Boy
with Love versus Kill This Love live view count. And 167 people are watching at this moment. It just makes me think, my own YouTube page. I was thinking I have a video that just is about to hit the 7,000 view mark.
Yo! Stop the presses.
Yeah.
Stop the presses.
And that video came out 2 years ago. So I wonder, it's like...
Wait, why don't you tell the listeners your YouTube page?
I'm really bad about that. I'm really bad about self-promotion. I've only had one label in my 15 years of doing this. I only had been with the label for a couple years. We didn't really do much. I don't do much on my own. In terms of marketing, I don't know how to do this stuff.
Right.
Nor do I think I should, because I'm not a multitasker like a lot of these millennials or a lot of talented people. I just stick to doing what I know how to do.
Yeah. I
just happen to have not met a label that wants to work with a no good talent like myself. So
clearly you are not good at self-promotion, because you are just self-deprecating the crap out of yourself right now. So for all those listeners out there, if you have any tips or advice on how to get Bobby, Big Phony Music, or myself, Danny Cho, to kind of step our YouTube game up, our social media game up, give us some hints. If you guys want to be our interns, you know what I mean? Please email us at peninsulapod@gmail.com. And we need all the help we can get. Actually, yesterday I was talking about with this Korean comedian about doing a YouTube channel together.
Okay.
Maybe
we could do one together too, Danny.
Yeah, but we
have a podcast together.
Yeah, but you have you can't multitask.
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, so I need somebody, because that's my problem too. All I do is I just lay around and think of jokes,
Okay.
I'll see something maybe we'll end with this, but the other day I was in Hongdae with some comedians. We're drinking at a pojangmatcha, right? And I saw a fight. Usually, when I see fights, I love it because I like to see car accidents. I love to see fights. Who doesn't like to see fights, right?
Yeah, everyone loves drama.
Yeah. But one guy, they were yelling at each other, And usually when you say things before a fight, it's either to be like, come on, let's go, let's fight.
Yeah.
Or it's to scare the other person, right?
Intimidate them,
right?
Sure.
So like Korean style, before a fight, they'll look at each other in the eye and be like, "Whoa, like what?"
Yeah.
That means, yo, let's get down, right? But this dude asked the other guy a question or said something that I don't understand the point to this. Which was the Byosaria, which is asking, how old are you?
Right.
Now, I understand in Korea they have the hierarchy system, right?
Yeah.
But in the history of fights in Korea, if someone goes, yo, how old are you? And one guy goes, man, I'm 30, fool, right? And the other goes, well, I'm 33.
Yeah.
And the 30-year-old is gonna be like, oh, I'm so sorry, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's never gonna happen, Like, to me, it was like a useless question.
I wonder if
nobody ever is gonna be like, oh man, you know what? My bad. I didn't know you were 33.
I wonder if it has happened though, or where it's actually stopped the fight. I remember we had this conversation about me getting into trying to stop a guy from hitting his girlfriend, and age came up, and I said I was 40, and he was like, "지랄하지 마." Oops, I don't know if I could say that. That's a bad word, right?
Yes.
But he's like, don't lie. Don't effing lie.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
No, but I just thought it was useless. I mean, to me, that's almost like, here's some other useless questions you can ask. Be like, is it raining outside? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're just dumb questions to me. You might as well go, hey, where do you live? That's a scary question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's more like, I'm crazy enough to follow you home and beat you up. Now that's some crazy stuff, right? but like how old you are?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I get it in the context of being in Korea. Ageism is a very real thing.
Well, I know, but I was like, I don't think it's ever happened where, 네, 죄송합니다. 제가 몰랐어요. 형님. Never,
Well, I can't believe we only got to one topic, if you want to, today, but it was an important one.
Yeah.
Being that, K-pop is so huge, even in the lives of a 40-plus-year-old and a balding
38-year-old.
Yeah, with a 29 inseam. So K-pop, let us know, email us or comment us on social media. Let us know if you want us to continue to talk about topics such as K-pop. Given that we have very little knowledge of it, it might be interesting to hear our point of view given our demographic.
Old man style.
Let us know if you enjoyed our talk this week, and we'll see you next time. Or hear you next time.
Today